If you're a heat and air conditioning technician, why is it that you're not getting tech set leads or setting turnovers, and why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Bell, coming to you live for HVAC technician sales secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and business, and a fantastic day to talk about you. All right, so at one point I had 66 technicians that I worked with every week. So some of these diagnostic tools are way easier for me than what most people would consider, because I did ride-alongs, because I was a selling tech, because I had to self-diagnose. So what I'm going to share with you absolutely comes from experience, not just as a trainer, but also as a technician. And so you may have pressure put on you from your office to say, hey, set appointments, set leads for salespeople. Okay, cool. It happens. Right? It's part of the industry. It's part of the service. It's how things work. If you're a homeowner, don't know what to tell you. So I have a timeline for you, okay? Now, I don't know who in the marketplace tells technicians to do what. I have no idea where this came from. I have no attribution point to say this dude or this chick said it, or this trainer said to do this, okay? So somewhere along the lines, somebody has told technicians that if your appointment starts at 8 o'clock and then it ends at 9:30, you should start talking about age through the door. Right? And then another attempt. And then another attempt. And then another attempt. Now, you've been in a parking lot before and somebody comes to you and you can see them and like instantly you're like, that dude or that chick wants money. That dude or that chick needs some sort of help, right? We've all been there. You instantly know, like, oh, we already know where this is going. If you go down this path and you do your door approach, knock on the door, knock, 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 knock. Hi, I'm Scott from XYZ company. How old's your system? You are doing the equivalent of being in a parking lot, going to person, asking for money. And this could be one of the reasons that you are not setting leads, because your brain's like, I need to speed this process up. I need to get this lead set so that I can flip it to a salesperson so that I can move faster. Now, in all realities, this is 100% the absolute wrong way to do it. But before we get into how you can fix it, you should absolutely join my email publication. Go to here, just drop this HVACtechsecrets.com into a browser. I'll give you the goods, not the Facebook group, not the YouTube channel. It's an email publication. When I remember to send emails, I probably should do it every day. I do it like once every other week. So I'm going to erase this and I'm going to make some quick modifications for you to help you out. Because if you're like, hey, Scott, how come I can't get a tech set lead? Well, probably because somebody told you to apply a whole bunch of pressure that you don't need to, okay? Just maybe they don't know. I don't know who they are, whoever they is. We're going to use the same timeline, 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30, 9:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30. There is about halfway through. We're going to go half. We're going to put in big giant letters, half. Right? I would not start talking age, damage, worries, problems, issues, anything like that till like 8:45, preferably 9, right? Like this time block right in here, preferably 9 o'clock. I am trying to give you every visual representation possible, like right there, right freaking there, if possible, right? And so like, you know how to build rapport. Hey, you like cats? I like cats. Hey, you like Hawaii? I like Hawaii. Hey, you like spaghetti? I love spaghetti sauce. What you need to know is the chances are good that if you're having a problem setting leads, you are that dude or that chick in the parking lot that's pre-igniting the, I don't want to have this conversation, right? Like I have been with techs. Hi, my name's Scott. I did this too, right? Dumb things for $1 million. I'll take dumb things for $1 million. It's right there in the upper right-hand corner. I have done this where I'm like, hey, you need a new one. And you haven't, like people will tell you, you haven't earned the right. You haven't had the conversation. You haven't built your process. You haven't done what needs to be done. And when for real, if you're struggling right now, draw this out from like 8 o'clock in the morning, do your last 5 calls and tell me, hey, Scott, I've started talking about new systems at 9:15 or 8:15, 8:15 in the morning. I started talking about new systems right here. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You don't want, no. That's what we call wrong. That's what we call the wrong way. It's like not the way to do it, okay? If you're ever stuck and you're like, hey, what's a self-diagnostic tool for me to figure out why am I not getting sales? Why am I not getting leads? One of those self-diagnostic tools is this. You take a look at your watch. You take a look at your watch and you start writing down the times, like start keeping track of when you go to talk to the homeowner, when you go to build rapport. Or, part two, good thing you stuck around. It's gonna take a second for me to recreate this slide. It's gonna take a little bit of time here, right? This is the second reason why this happens. And I made this mistake too. My name's Scott. Okay. Second reason is this. Let's say that you go to your sales call. It starts at 8 o'clock. You do your door approach. Hi, my name's Scott from XYZ Company. Would love to talk to you about your problem. Great. Let's get in the door. And then that homeowner does not see you until like 9:15. And like, they're sitting there and like, what the heck is going on? Like, I got a flat tire. I got a screw in my tire like 3 weeks ago. And it was taking forever to get it fixed. I was grateful that they were able to squeeze me in, but in my brain, I'm like, what's going on? I want this fixed right now. Let's go. Okay. So in all realities, the way that this should work is like every 20-ish minutes, you should be checking in with your homeowner. You don't sell them. It's not about the sales process. It's about a conversation, right? Like rapport stage. Now let's talk like possible bad news all the way back here. But when salespeople, when technicians wait all the way to here and there's no interaction here, and that person has not seen you and has not talked to you, they start freaking out in their mind. They start like stressing out. They start having concerns like, man, this guy's going to come to me with a huge ticket. And like, they have no time to like you. What do you think about that? They got no time to like you. There is an element of liking in the industry. It doesn't matter if you're a plumber, doesn't matter if you're a roofer, doesn't matter if you're an insulation guy. You got to give time to people to like you, right? This is where a lot of people struggle. Is the reason that they're not getting the tech set leads that they need to is on one end of the spectrum all the way over here. You need a new system. This thing's like 15 years old. Have you thought about a new one? You haven't even seen my junk. You haven't seen my system yet. You haven't seen my water heater. You haven't seen my boiler. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, this is the conversation you're going to open up with. That's what happens in their mind, or they may tell you that, okay? On the other end of the spectrum is you waited too long. This whole place was barren. You didn't give the person the opportunity. To like you. I want to give this to you as many ways possible. I'm going to overtalk this on purpose. If you start at the beginning, you're giving people reasons to not like you. Hi, I don't like this guy. He just wants to sell me a new one. And if you wait too long, you're not giving the people the opportunity to like you. Hey, let me meet your personality. Let me talk about you for a little bit. Ask some questions. Tell me what's going on. Two most common ways for technicians to really struggle to set leads, right? There you go. That's it, right? So I don't know who it is. I genuinely do not know who this person is that's telling technicians that through the door to start talking about age. Like, you're pushing up your resistance to the conversation, and you're creating reactance to the message where people are like, reactance is where people react to the message. You don't want that. Like, if you're creating in this diagram 3 places where you're talking about age, 3 places, 1, 2, 3. Like, see how like irritated I am? I don't even live in that home. Be aware, this is a long video because I'm going to share something with you. I see this happen almost every company that I've ever worked with, where there's whoever this trainer is, introduce me. Because I'll get on a call with them and say, hey, like, here's where your problem is. I don't know. I've only written 600,000 words about how to be a heating and air tech. I've only got like 750 videos on YouTube, right? I'm going to flex a little bit. I'm going to be like, what up? I'm going to flex a little bit. I've trained some of the best in the industry. Knowing that you can't do this. There's probably like 10 guys in the industry. 20 guys in the industry who can pull this off and consistently hit numbers. But the bulk majority of the industry, there's 60,000 heating and air companies in the United States. The average company has 4 technicians. Start doing the math, okay? Start doing the math. Start figuring this out. There is, you want to create problems. You want to create struggles. You want to create some issues. Like start at the door saying, you need a new one, you need a new one, you need a new one. Punchline to the joke all the way down here. You build out resistance and reactance, and they don't want to hear your message. This is how you burn leads. Like realistically, you really want to get good at tech set leads. What you do is you start mapping out your process. Hey, I budgeted 90 minutes. All right. At 0, when I knock on the door, Scott with XYZ company. At 0, that's where your timer starts, right? You get your attitude right. You check yourself before you wreck yourself at the door. You do your door approach. Takes about 5 to 7 minutes on average. Okay. If I got a 90-minute budget, I've got 83 minutes left, where like 15, 20 minutes later, I better be having a conversation with that homeowner. And it better not be like, don't do it. Don't say you need a new one right here. Don't say you need a new one right here. Remember, it's like halfway in before you should even start going, okay, here is where I have the opportunity. Half, like right there, half. Got a little agitated today. But I want you to be a better technician. I want you to be good at what you do. I want you to be able to go out there and close more deals. And I 100% repeated myself in this video, gave you more examples than what you need, because when you struggle, there's nothing worse than not having somebody to talk to who's never been there. My name's Scott. When I first started as a technician, I sucked. I was not good. And I'll tell you why. When I first started, I was a comfort advisor. It is a different sell from being a comfort advisor to a technician. So I was a comfort advisor dressed like a technician. I wasn't a technician dressed like a technician. So I've been through just about every mistake that you can make because I've made them, right? I have. And then I rode with technicians every day. I role played with technicians every day. We mapped these things out. This is proprietary content for me that I had to figure out in 2007, 2008, why am I not working on this the right way? Well, I had to figure this out by mapping out for myself, and I was doing idiot moves. Me. Hi, my name's Scott. I did idiot moves. Like, I'll take idiot move right here for $1 million right up there in the corner. Yeah, I did them too. So if you're like, Scott, you absolutely overtalked this video. We've seen it. Like, my hope is that you could probably play it in a tech meeting, and this will solve a lot of problems for a lot of people. A lot. Just take some time to figure out where you're at. You got one of 3 things to do from here. Just one of 3. Find the subscribe button, click on it. Every time I send out a video, you, my friend, will get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, you know what you gotta do. Share this video with a friend. I'll love you. They'll love you. It'll be awesome. See you soon. Aloha and mahalo.